It is with great joy that Anonymous watches the masses rise against corporate greed and political dictatorship. However, in order to bring a real and lasting change, it is crucial that the masses organize the means at their disposal to support a true and permanent global democracy. To support the prospect of a true global democracy, Anonymous launches the operation Democracy for Everyone. It is no longer acceptable that a handful of people dictate the lives of many. Even as our social and economic institutions are increasingly being changed by social media and open collaborative enterprise, political institutions fight to maintain power in the hands of the corrupt elites. Anonymous calls upon the creativity of its members and people everywhere to design and create an online platform which empowers the 7 billion people of our planet to participate directly in the creation of laws and the decision-making process of politics. We call upon the use of open and collaborative tools to aid the people of the world in this process. Anonymous maintains that everyone should be able to directly participate in politics and vote on the laws which influence everyone's lives. We maintain that without such a global democratic platform, a true and lasting global democracy is not possible. In times of global access to instant communication, it is no longer acceptable that laws are written and voted by a small elite behind closed doors. Our leaders have failed us everywhere. They have brought us war when we wanted peace, division when we wanted equality, exploitation when we wanted equal rights to the fruits of our labor. Wisdom tells us that we should not expect them to succeed where they have failed us time and time before. No matter how many of us protest their abuse of power, we cannot expect them to change their evil ways willingly. Anonymous maintains that it is time for the masses to take their true place at the wheel of democracy. Now following are 7 parts of suggestions and descriptions of necessary components and possible technologies which can be used in aid of this purpose. It should be noted that these suggestions are only preliminary. It is expected and advised that they are discussed and expanded upon by everyone in the project. First, we must create a way that ensures the stability and survival of the system by means of decentralization. To prevent a total takedown or hijack by any singular attack or groups of attacks, it is suggested that peer-to-peer technology similar to the technology used for the exchange of data by torrents is used for this purpose. It is similarly crucial that this project is created and maintained in a completely open fashion. All code should be open for review to anyone, and no singular person or group should be allowed to assume total control over the code. It may be advisable that any alteration, addition or version upgrade is in itself subject to democratic vote. Second, we must ensure easy and anonymous accessibility of the system so to allow all of the 7 billion people on our planet safe and equal access to the democratic platform. This may be the biggest challenge since anonymity and privacy need to be ensured, while exploitation and manipulation of the system need to be prevented as much as possible. It is unsure if traditional systems of trust are strong enough to prevent the creation of large nets of fake identities and other ways of manipulation, which could be used to artificially swing the democratic process one way or another. It is advisable that multiple ways and layers of protection are combined to provide greater security and trustworthier results. However, since no system is fail-proof, we must remain vigilant against abuse and develop ways to analyze possible manipulation of the system. It is crucial that all activity of the network is open to the public sphere. The open character of Bitcoin transactions may provide a possible blueprint. Third, we need to make sure that the totality of all laws is available for review and interpretation to anyone, anywhere and in the most practical ways. To meet this goal, a complete library of all laws should be maintained within the system. Practical guidelines for the expression of laws should be created, and all laws should be available in as many languages as possible. Fourth, it stands to reason that no law should be set in stone, because no laws should be able to be enacted by anything else than a majority vote. The system must be fit for dynamic change of vote. If at any time the required amount of votes in favor of a particular law falls short of a minimum amount, it must be ensured that it is immediately invalidated until a majority vote is achieved again. Fifth, we must allow for ways to evolve the system while protecting its solidity. Any system which cannot evolve to meet new circumstances is destined to fail. Additionally, we must allow for a wide amount of add-ons and plug-ins that empower people everywhere to discuss, review and rate any law in any way they deem proper. It is of crucial importance that the system can be properly connected to by social media and other platforms. Neglect or poor implementation of this aspect may risk weakening and isolating the democratic process. Sixth, while the purpose of this system is to create a true global democracy, it is advisable that some form of global constitution is laid down which protects the equal rights of all people, regardless of age, race, gender, religion, sexual orientation or any other personal property which may be discriminated against. It must similarly ensure that no laws against democracy can be passed and that no person can be deprived of their natural right to live their own life in any way they themselves see fit. Seventh, while we cast aside traditional leaders, it would be unwise to similarly cast aside millions of trained and proven experts. It is advisable that these experts are stimulated and given ways to highlight their professional advice in their respective fields of expertise. However, to prevent abuse of this privilege, these experts must be required to provide proof and authentication of their expertise in reliable ways and open to review by everyone. It should be clear that their function is only to advise the people of the world and that no other privileges should be associated to their expertise. The end vote must remain firmly in the hands of the democratic masses. As a final note, we must be wary of those who oppose the creation of a true democracy. It is likely that many political organizations will attempt to constrain the democratic platform or manipulate it for their own purposes. Many may even reject its right to exist. This must not be allowed. For the same reason, it would be unwise to incorporate existing laws and treaties into the system since they are rife with measures and clever manipulations designed to deprive the masses of their rights and democratic power. With the exception of parts of the numerous bills of rights that exist worldwide and such documents as the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, most other laws should be rejected since they were never formally agreed on by the people of the world. In the end, Anonymous draws upon the power and political consciousness of the informed and benevolent masses. It is our hope and conviction that by the conscious